Blood sugar levels are greatly influenced by the types of fruits we eat, especially for diabetic patients. Certain fruits have a lot of sugar, which aggravates insulin resistance and makes blood sugar regulation challenging. The hormone insulin is in charge of controlling blood sugar levels. Thus, it's imperative to keep an eye on how much fruit and other high-sugar foods you consume. So, in this video, we're delving into 9 worst fruits for diabetic. So, stay with us to the finish. Welcome back, and let's get started. 1. Raisins. Despite their harmless appearance, raisins can actually induce blood sugar rises in diabetics for a number of reasons. They are heavy in sugar, mostly in glucose and fructose. A substantial amount of carbs, which the body quickly transforms into sugar, can be found in even a tiny portion. After intake, their high glycemic index leads to a sharp rise in blood sugar levels. This is especially problematic for those with diabetes who have trouble controlling their blood sugar levels. The low fiber content of raisins is apparently insufficient to counteract the quick absorption of carbohydrates. 2. Dates. There are roughly 18 grams of carbohydrates in only one date, or 24 grams. Since carbs are digested into glucose, limiting carbohydrate intake is essential for diabetics to maintain blood sugar control. A single date has about 16 grams of sugar, thus they are very sugary. A high glycemic index, almost 62, is also associated with dates, depending on ripeness and type. Even though dates are a healthy and natural food, people with diabetes should either avoid them entirely or take them in moderation. 3. Lychees. They have a substantial amount of natural carbohydrates, mostly fructose and glucose. Lychees provide around 16.5 grams of carbs per 100 grams. As carbohydrate intake directly impacts blood sugar levels, diabetics should watch their intake, as long as it's not too high. Additionally, lychees include about 15 grams of sugar per 100 grams of fruit. For people with diabetes, this high sugar content may result in an abrupt jump in blood sugar levels, which is undesirable. Lychees are not recommended for those with diabetes due to their moderate to high glycemic index, which normally ranges from 57 to 66. 4. Mangoes. An average-sized mango has between 45 and 50 grams of carbs. During digestion, glucose from carbohydrates is produced, which can cause an increase in blood sugar. The sugar content of mangoes is naturally high, about 35 to 40 grams per medium-sized fruit. For those with diabetes who must closely monitor their blood sugar levels, this high sugar content raises the risk of sudden rises in blood sugar. Mangoes have varying glycemic indexes based on maturity and variety, but they typically have medium to high indexes. Because ripe mangoes have a higher glycemic index, its effect on blood sugar levels can be more pronounced. 5. Cantaloupe. Approximately 1 cup of diced cantaloupe provides roughly 12 grams of carbs per serving. Despite being a necessary macronutrient, carbohydrates have the biggest effect on blood sugar levels. Cantaloupe sliced into a cup has about 13 grams of sugar. Glycemic index for cantaloupe varies from 65 to 75 based on maturity and other factors. It can still have a detrimental effect on blood sugar levels. Wondering what glycemic index is? Glycemic index simply how quickly a food raises blood sugar levels. Is this video informative? Purpose to give it a thumbs up. Subscribe and hit the bell icon for more videos about health and nutrition. At number 6. Watermelon. Watermelon is a delightful and refreshing fruit, but because of its high sugar content and relatively high glycemic index, it might be problematic for diabetics. It's free of fat and low in calories, although it does contain natural sugars, mostly fructose. An average serving size, 1 cup, or 152 grams, has roughly 9 grams of sugar. The glycemic index of watermelon ranges from 72 to 80. There are roughly 11 grams of carbs in 152 grams of watermelon. Sugars and other carbohydrates are the main source of blood sugar elevation. For those with diabetes, watermelon is not a superior option because of these factors. 7. Pineapple. About 21 grams of carbs and 16 grams of sugar are included in 1 cup of pineapple. For those who have diabetes, these carbohydrates may result in an increase in blood glucose levels, which is undesirable. Glycemic index for pineapples is likewise high. It usually ranges from 56 to 66 depending on maturity. For these reasons, people with diabetes should eat pineapple in moderation and think about combining it with foods that have fewer sugars and carbs to lessen the effect it has on blood sugar levels. 8. Grapes. Carbohydrate content is comparatively high in grapes. A cup of grapes, around 151 grams, has about 23 grams of sugar and about 27 grams of carbs. Depending on maturity and variety, grapes can have a high glycemic index of 65. While grapes are fruits that can be eaten in moderation, diabetics must watch how much they eat overall and in terms of portions in order to keep their blood sugar levels consistent. 9. Bananas. The average medium-sized banana has about 27 grams of carbs. Since carbs have a direct impact on blood sugar levels, eating too many carbohydrates at once can cause blood sugar levels to spike, which is not good for diabetics. They also contain a lot of sugar, mostly sucrose, glucose, and fructose. About 14 grams of sugar is found in a medium-sized banana. Depending on maturity, they can have a high glycemic index of roughly 62. Because of this, people with diabetes should avoid eating bananas. Combining a banana with healthy fats or protein can lessen the influence the fruit has on blood sugar levels. And that is our list of the 9 fruits that people with diabetes should avoid eating. If they must be consumed, moderation is essential, and combining them with other foods strong in protein and fiber will lessen their effect on blood sugar levels. Consequently, it's critical that diabetic patients closely control their consumption of raisins and other high-sugar meals. Please note that the goal of this film is purely educational. For individualized nutritional advice, see a qualified dietitian or your healthcare professional. You want best fruits for diabetic? Click the link in the description below. Feel free to share your thoughts in the comment section. Don't forget to like, subscribe, hit the bell icon, and share. Until next time, stay healthy, stay happy.